I can't believe I'm nervous, I whispered to myself, smoothing my dress as I stepped into the restaurant. The air smelled like roses and expensive wine. Perfect night, perfect place. Ryan stood up when he saw me, flashing that smile I had fallen 4 years ago. "Emily," he said, pulling out my chair. "You look amazing," I said, my voice soft. "What's all this? You told me to dress up, and now candles?" "Did you?" he chuckled, waving at the waiter. "You'll see." My heart thumped so hard I could barely hear the jazz music. "Ryan," I said, leaning forward, "is this what I think it is?" He smirked, tilting his head. "Counts on what you think it is." I laughed nervously. "Come on. You've been acting strange all week in this place." I looked around at the couples, the wine glasses, the low lights. "It's perfect. I even relax," he said, cutting me off. "Let's order first." The waiter came, took our orders, and left us with sparkling water. I kept staring at Ryan's hands. No box. But maybe it was in his pocket. "You've been working late a lot," I said, trying to make conversation. "I barely see you anymore." "Yeah, well, things have been busy." His tone was flat. "Busy good or busy bad?" I smiled, trying to ease the tension. "Busy, life-changing," he said. My eyes widened. "Life-changing." He leaned back, sighing like it was hard to carry the weight of his own secret. "Emily, there's something you need to know." My stomach flipped. "You're scaring me. Just say it." He paused, looking almost guilty. I'm getting married." I laughed because what else could I do? "Well, yeah," I said. "That's kind of the point of tonight, isn't it?" He didn't laugh. The smile slid off my face. "Ryan, what do you mean by that?" He said slowly, "I'm getting married to someone else." The sound in the restaurant faded. My fingers tightened around the edge of the table. "Someone else?" "Yes." He said it like he was discussing the weather. "No." My voice cracked. "You're joking? Please tell me you're joking." "I'm not." I stared at him, my throat burning. "We've been together for 5 years. I know I paid your rent when you were broke." My voice shook harder. "I skipped vacations, sold my car so you could have yours. My breath caught. Even helped you buy that engagement ring." His eyes flicked away. "Oh my God," I whispered. "The ring was never for me, was it?" "No," he said quietly. My hand started trembling. "Why, Ryan?" "Why would you do this?" "Because I need more than what we had." His voice hardened. "She can give me what you can't." I couldn't breathe. "What I can't? What the hell are you talking about?" "Connections, opportunities." His words were knives. "You're comfortable. I want more." I laughed bitterly, tears blurring my vision. "So I was just what? A step on your ladder?" His jaw tightened. "Emily, no. Answer me." My voice rose. People were staring, but I didn't care. "What was I to you?" He hesitated, then said it like he was doing me a favor. "Backup plan." My body went cold. "A backup plan?" "Yes, if things didn't work out with her, I had you. That's the truth." I pressed a hand to my mouth, choking back a sob. "You're a monster," I whispered. "Don't make a scene." He hissed. "A scene." I laughed through my tears. "You're marrying someone else with the ring I helped pay for." "Keep your voice down," he said sharply. "This isn't going to change anything." I stood up so fast the chair screeched across the floor. "You're right," I said, my voice shaking. "Nothing will change because you'll always be trash." "Emily, don't." I grabbed my purse, my legs weak but moving. "You don't get to say my name." The waiter rushed over, asking if everything was okay. I didn't answer. I just walked, tears running hot down my face. Behind me? Ryan muttered something, but I didn't listen. My heart was breaking too loudly. The night air hit me like ice. I clutched my purse against my chest and whispered so only I could hear. "You'll regret this, Ryan." Asterisk, I slammed the door behind me so hard the frame shook. My chest burned as I ripped off my heels and hurled them across the room. 5 years, I muttered. grabbing the photo frame on the shelf. Ryan and I smiling on the beach. I threw it against the wall. Glass shattered like my heart. I yanked open drawers, tossing out his shirts, his watch, every stupid reminder of him. My vision blurred with tears. My phone buzzed. Chloe, I grabbed it, hands shaking. Chloe. I sobbed the second she answered. He's marrying someone else. Did you know that? Did you? Silence. Chloe, say something. Her voice was low. Emily, calm down. Calm down. I screamed. I sat there like an idiot waiting for a proposal, and he told me he's engaged to someone else. How do I calm down? I didn't think it would happen so soon, she whispered. My stomach twisted. What do you mean you didn't think? It would happen so soon. You knew? No. I mean, she stammered. I heard rumors, okay? I wasn't sure. Rumors. My voice cracked. And you didn't tell me? Chloe, I was planning a future with him. I didn't want to hurt you, she said softly. You didn't want to hurt me. I laughed bitterly. Well, congrats, because I'm bleeding, right? Now, Emily, listen. No. I cut her off. I can't even look at you right now. I hung up and threw my phone on the couch. My chest heaved. My knees gave out and I sank to the floor, clutching my head. Sobs tore through me like waves crashing against rocks. The door burst open. Emily? Grace's voice filled the apartment. I looked up through wet lashes. Grace? She dropped her purse and rushed to me. What happened? Sounded broken on the phone? I laughed hollowly. Broken? That's cute. Try shattered. She crouched beside me, gripping my arms. Tell me. I wiped my face with the back of my hand. Ryan, he's marrying someone else. Grace froze. What? Yeah, my voice. Shook tonight. I thought he was going to propose to me. And he did. To someone else? Her jaw clenched. That bastard. I let out a humorless laugh. He said I was just a backup plan. Grace's hands balled into fists. 5 years, Emily, 5 years you gave him everything. I know, my voice cracked again. I paid his bills, Grace. I believed in him when nobody else did. She pulled me into her arms, her voice trembling with anger. He never deserved you. I pressed my face into her shoulder. Then why does it feel like he took everything with him? Grace stroked my hair, but her tone hardened. Forget him. Burn his memory if you have to. He's trash. Can't stop seeing his face, I whispered, laughing at me inside that restaurant. You will, she said firmly. You'll get stronger. You always do. I swallowed, hard pulling back to look at her. Do you think Chloe knew? Grace's eyes flickered. Why are you asking that? She sounded off, like she wasn't surprised. Grace hesitated. Emily, you sure she's really your friend? I blinked. What does that mean? I'm just saying, Grace said slowly. She's been hanging around Ryan a lot, hasn't she? My stomach churned. They're friends. That's all. Grace arched a brow. Are you sure? I shook my head hard. No, Chloe, wouldn't she's my best friend. People do ugly things when jealousy or money's involved. Grace muttered, turn her words stabbed deep. I wanted to deny it, but doubt crept in like poison. I rubbed my face, exhausted. I can't think about this tonight. Grace stood, picking up broken glass. You need sleep. And a new plan for your life. My life, I whispered, staring at the mess around me. What life? The one without him, she said firmly, and maybe without her too. I didn't answer. My chest felt hollow, like everything inside had been scooped out. Grace hugged me one more time before leaving. Call me if you need me. When the door shut, the silence was suffocating. I sat on the floor, surrounded by shards of glass, until my phone buzzed again. I reached for it with trembling fingers. A message from Chloe. Emily, we need to talk. In person. The cafe smelled like roasted beans and lies. I spotted Chloe in the corner, her blonde hair falling perfectly over her shoulders. like nothing in her world had shattered last night. I walked over, my heart pounding like a drum. "You came," she said softly, standing halfway. "Sit," I said, sliding into the chair opposite her. My voice was ice. She lowered herself slowly. "Emily, before you say anything, save it." I gripped the edge of the table. "How long have you known?" Her lips parted. "What? Don't play dumb. How long have you known Ryan was with someone else?" Chloe looked around nervously, then back at me. I didn't know for sure. Stop lying." My nails dug into my palms. "Last night you said I didn't think it would happen so soon." What the hell did that mean? She swallowed hard. "Emily, please, I didn't want to hurt you." I laughed bitterly. "You didn't want to hurt me? Watching me wait for a proposal wasn't hurting me. Watching me post about him like an idiot wasn't hurting me." Her eyes filled with tears. "I thought maybe he'd change his mind." "Change his mind?" My voice cracked. "So you knew he was planning this." "I knew he was seeing someone," she whispered. My stomach dropped. "For how long?" "A few months?" she said, barely audible. "A few months." My voice shook so loud people turned to look. "And you never told me?" "I couldn't, Emily. You were so happy. Didn't want to destroy that." I slammed my hands on the table. "You didn't want to destroy that?" "He destroyed me, Chloe. You just stood there and watched." She flinched. "Didn't know. It was serious." "You didn't know. He's engaged." Her lips trembled. I thought he'd pick you." Stared at her in disbelief. "Pick me? Like I was in some competition I didn't sign up for." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I didn't know what to do." "You tell the truth." "That's what you do when you're someone's best friend." "I was scared," she said softly. "Scared of what? Losing him? Or losing me?" Her silence was the answer I didn't want. I leaned back, my chest heaving. "Wow, I lost both." "Anyway, Emily," her voice cracked. "Please don't hate me." I stood, grabbing my purse. "You made it easy." She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "Emily, please." "No," I said sharply. "Don't call me. Don't text me. We're done." Her sob followed me out the door, but I didn't look back. The cold air slapped my face as I stepped. Outside, my breath's coming fast. I walked aimlessly, every memory cutting me like shards of glass. Ryan's smile. Their whispers when I wasn't looking. I ended up in the park, sinking onto a bench. My hands shook as I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. The number on the screen made my stomach twist barely enough to cover rent. I whispered too. Myself, all those nights I paid his bills, the trips I canceled, for what? For him to climb over me like a ladder, for her to hold the rope. My fingers scrolled through old transactions, dinners, gifts, the ring payment that still haunted me. I almost laughed. I had built his empire on my broken back. I locked my phone, pressing it against my forehead. "Never again," I muttered. "Never again will I trust anyone like that." The sun dipped lower, casting shadows across the path. I walked home in silence, each step heavy with rage and humiliation. When I finally collapsed on my couch, the emptiness of my apartment screamed louder than my thoughts. I reached for my phone again, needing anything to numb the ache. Instagram opened, bright and cruel. And there it was, Ryan in a black suit, his arm around her perfect curls, diamond ring glinting like a slap across my face. Her smiles could cut glass. The caption read, "Forever starts now." My throat closed as I scrolled through more photo champagne, roses, her parents beaming like royalty. Then I saw it every photo. Every single one. Liked by Chloe Summers. Asterisk, I gripped the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. The GPS said arrived, but my eyes were already glued to the gates towering in front of me. Ryan's new mansion didn't just whisper, "well fit." Screamed it. White stone, black iron gates, manicured hedges. A castle for the king who betrayed me. Then I saw him. Ryan walked out in a tailored suit. Sunglasses on, smiling like life never knew heartbreak. And then she appeared long gown. Diamonds sparkling like stars I'd never touch. She slid her hand into his, lips curving like victory, and then he kissed her. Right there, on the driveway, while photographers clicked like vultures, my stomach knotted so hard I thought I'd throw up. I muttered to myself, they look like a damn fairy tale. And I was the footnote. My phone rang, jolting me. Grace's name lit up the screen. I answered with a shaky breath. What? Where are you? Her voice was sharp. Out. I said flatly, out where? I stared through the windshield at Ryan kissing her hand. Does it matter? Yes, it matters, Grace snapped. Emily, please don't tell me you're doing something stupid. I laughed bitterly. Define stupid? Emily, I'm parked outside his new house. I cut in. She groaned loud enough to pierce the static. Oh my God, why? Why are you torturing yourself? 'Cause I needed to see it, I said, my voice breaking. I needed to see what he threw me away for, and now I know, I whispered. Money, power, things I could never give him. Grace's tone softened. Let it go. He's trash. Let the trash take itself out. I choked on a laugh. Easy for you to say when your heart isn't scattered all over the asphalt. You deserve better, she insisted. Better? Better doesn't pay my rent. Grace M. Listen to me. No, you listen, I snapped. Gave him everything. Every damn cent I had. Every ounce of love. And now he's out there kissing her in front of cameras while I'm here counting pennies. Grace sighed. You're going to destroy yourself. Maybe that's the point. I said quietly, Emily, I have to go. I ended the call before she could protest. My hands shook as I pulled away from the curb. The mansion faded. In my rear view, but the image burned behind my eyes, Ryan smiling like I never existed by the time I got home. The sky had turned the color of bruises. I dropped my keys on the counter, grabbed a pen, and tore out a sheet of paper. I didn't plan the first word. Spilled out, raw and ugly. Ryan, do you know what it feels like to build someone's dreams and watch them hand the keys to someone else? The words bled fast, my anger racing, my tears. You promised forever. You said I was your future. And I believed you like a fool. I gave you everything, money, time, love while you gave me lies. I pressed the pen harder, ripping the page was it easy, walking away like I was nothing. Did you laugh when you kissed her with my rent money in your pocket? Did you think about me when you slid that ring on her finger? The one I helped you afford because I believed in you. My chest ached. My vision swimming. I hate you. God, I hate you for making me love you this much. I hate that I still feel you in every part of me when you feel nothing. Nothing. The paper blurred as tears dropped, smudging the ink. You took my heart, my money, my future, and for what? So you could play king in a castle you didn't build? I hope you choke on every damn cent of her father's fortune. I stopped, staring at the mess of ink and tears. My breath came hard, like I'd run a marathon barefoot through glass. I folded the letter, then ripped it in half. Then again, till nothing was left but scraps and rage. The room felt too quiet, too still. I grabbed my phone, needing noise, needing anything to drown the echo of his name in my head. Then it rang. Unknown number. I hesitated, thumb hovering over decline. But something in me whispered, pick up. I pressed the green button. Hello? A pause. Then a man's voice, low and firm. Emily Parker. My throat tightened. Yes. We need to talk about Ryan Carter. Who is this? My voice cracked when I asked, even though I tried to sound steady. Daniel Hayes, the man said calmly. You don't know me, but we have a mutual problem. Ryan Carter. My heart thudded so hard I could feel it in my throat. What do you want? To talk in person? Why? Because I know what he did to you, he said, voice even, deliberate. And because he did it to me, too? The air left my lungs in a rush. That's what I'll explain. Meet me, Java & Co., Main Street. Half an hour. I hesitated, fingers tight on the phone. How do I know you're not some creep? He chuckled lightly. You don't? But if I wanted to hurt you, this isn't how I'd start. I bit my lip. Fine, half an hour. The call ended. The cafe smelled like roasted coffee and warm sugar when I walked in. I scanned the tables until I saw him perfectly pressed shirt, sleeves rolled, watch gleaming. He looked like someone who never had to check his bank balance. You're Emily, he said, standing to greet me. His handshake was firm but not arrogant. And you're Daniel, I said, sliding into the seat across from him. Yes. Eyes studied me, not in a creepy way, more like he was reading every fracture in my soul. Thank you for coming. Not sure why I did, I admitted. Because you want answers, he said simply. I folded my arms. Start talking. He leaned back, fingers laced loosely. Ryan Carter. He's a con man. A charming one, but still a con man. My stomach nodded. You sound sure. I'm sure because I was his mark once, Daniel said. Invested. In a business deal, promises, projections, sweet talk. Then one day, poof. Money gone, Ryan gone. I stared at him, pulse racing. How much? Enough to make me want blood, he said, almost casually. But instead, I rebuilt. Always. Rebuild. And now you're here talking to me. Why? His gaze didn't waver. Because I saw your name connected to him. I did my homework. You weren't just his girlfriend. You were his investor. The words burned like acid. Don't remind me. I'm not here to shame you, he said gently. I'm here because I know what it feels like to be played by someone like him. I laughed bitterly. Someone like him. What is that exactly? Selfish. Calculating, uses people as ladders, then kicks them down when he's done climbing. Hearing it out loud what I already knew, but tried to deny my chest ache. I loved him, I whispered. I know. He made me believe I was everything to him. That's what he does, Daniel said quietly. Makes you feel like the center of the universe while he maps out how to leave you behind. The heat in my throat climbed to my eyes. God, I was so blind. We all were, he said, voice low, steady. Don't blame yourself for his rot. I pressed my palms to my knees. So, what now? You didn't call me just to share war stories? He smiled faintly. You're right. I didn't. Then what? He leaned forward slightly, his voice dropping. I have a plan. Flipped? What kind of plan? One that ends with Ryan Carter losing everything. I froze. Everything. Everything, he repeated. The house. The money. The little princess he just got engaged to. I let out a sharp laugh. Sounds ambitious. It's doable, Daniel said. If you're willing. I stared at him. Why would you want my help? You're successful. You've moved on. His jaw tightened just enough for me to notice. Moved on. Sure, but I don't forget people like Ryan. He walks away clean while the rest of us eat dirt. That doesn't sit right with me. I swallowed hard. And what? You think ruining him will make it right? He didn't blink. It'll make it fair. I shifted in my seat, fingers curling around the edge of the table. What if I just want peace? What if I don't want to turn into him? Daniel's eyes softened. Peace is noble. But peace doesn't erase what he did to you. Neither does revenge, I shot back. His lips curved, not a smile. Exactly, but something close. Maybe not. But it stops him from doing it again. I stared at the untouched coffee between us, steam fading like every piece of certainty. I had left. This is insane, I muttered. Maybe, Daniel said calmly. But so was trusting him, wasn't it? The truth hit like a slap. I looked up slowly, meeting Daniel's eyes. They weren't cruel, they weren't cold, just unwavering. Tell me one thing, I said. Anything. If we do this, what happens to her? He leaned in, his voice a quiet blade. If we do this, Ryan loses everything, including her. Asterisk, I can't believe I'm doing this, I whispered. Staring at the glowing spreadsheet on my laptop, Daniel's voice came through the speakerphone, calm and precise. Start with the LLC filings. Look for shell companies tied to his name. Shell companies. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. Like fake businesses. Exactly, he said. Ryan loves layers. Makes him feel untouchable. I typed furiously, pulling up corporate registries. God, there's so many. Pick the most recent, Daniel instructed. I clicked one. My stomach flipped. Why is my name on this? He didn't sound surprised because he used your credit when he set it up. The words slammed into me. He used me to build this. Yes, Daniel said evenly. Every loan, every deal, it's all on your back. My throat went dry. Jesus Christ. Do you see why I called you now? I swallowed hard. What else is there? Keep digging, he said. Follow the money, you'll find what I found. So I did. 4 hours, my screen filled with contracts. Transfers, emails that made me sick. Money shuffled like cards in a rigged deck. Investors strung along. My name stamped across paperwork I never signed. At some point I whispered, I'm going to throw up. Daniel's voice softened. Take a breath. This is fraud, I said. He committed actual crimes. Yes, and if the feds see my name, you'll be fine. He cut in. I'll make sure of that. You're not alone in this, Daniel said. Trust me. I stared at the glowing mess of lies on the screen. God, I thought I hated him before. Email sat open for 20 minutes before I hit send. Proof attached. Subject line, for your eyes only. Addressed to the journalist Daniel swore I could trust. When the whoosh sound came, my breath hitched like I'd just pulled a trigger. By midnight, my apartment felt too quiet. I stood in front of the bathroom. Mirror, staring at a face I barely recognized eyes. Sharp, jaw tight. Something cold simmering under my skin. What the hell are you doing, Emily? I whispered to my reflection. My phone buzzed. Grace. I answered double quotes. Where have you been? She demanded. I've called you 3 times. Busy, I muttered. Busy doing what? I hesitated. Nothing important. That's a lie, she said flatly. Spill it. I pressed my forehead to the mirror. I'm working on something, Emily. Her voice softened, like she was holding me by the shoulders through the line. Tell me you're not going after him. My chest squeezed. Deserves it. That's not an answer. I gripped the sink, knuckles white. He stole everything from me, Grace. Everything. My money, my time, my life. And he gets to live like a goddamn king. Revenge doesn't heal wounds, she said quietly. I laughed bitterly. Then what does? Time, she said. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. The word burned in my throat. For him, for you, Grace said, so you can stop bleeding. My eyes stung. It's too late. I've already done things. What things? I couldn't answer. A silence said enough. Oh, Emily, she whispered. Please, don't lose yourself in this. I hung up before I could break. Back at the mirror, I stared at my shaking hands. They didn't look like mine anymore. They looked like his, capable of lies, capable of destruction. The phone rang again. Unknown number. My stomach turned cold. I answered. Hello? Silence. Then his voice, smooth as ever, but sharp now. Emily. My lungs froze. Emily, Ryan repeated, slow and deliberate. What did you do? The news alert lit up my phone before I even got out of bed. Ryan Carter faces allegations of fraud, investors pull out. Stared at the headline, pulse hammering. Daniel texted one word. Done. Grace called before I could move. You've seen it? She asked. Yes, I whispered. Emily, her voice was careful, like she was walking on glass. Was this you? I didn't swing the hammer, I said. I just loosened the nails. Oh my God. It's over, I murmured, though my chest felt anything but settled. Is it? She asked. Because people like him, they don't. Go quietly. By noon, the internet was a bonfire. Every feed, every thread, Ryan's face plastered with words like liar and conman. His investors bailed. His fiance's family issued a statement: we had no knowledge of Mr. Carter's actions and have terminated all association. I almost laughed. Almost. The knock came after dark. Hard, angry. My heart stalled. I opened the door. Ryan. He didn't look like royalty now. No tailored suit. No smug grin. Just shadows under his eyes, jaw tight, desperation dripping from every line of him. Emily, he said. His voice cracked on my name. I gripped the doorframe. You shouldn't be here. Please, he rasped. Just please let me in. Against my better judgment, I stepped aside. He came in like a storm, pacing, raking his hands through his hair. I froze my accounts. Every goddamn one. My phone's blowing up. Lawyers, reporters, investors threatening lawsuits. I stayed silent. He spun to me, eyes wild. Her family pulled out. She's gone. Left me a voicemail like I'm nothing. I almost said, you are nothing. Instead, I said, what do you want from me, Ryan? His laugh was jagged. What do? I want my life back. I folded my arms. Not my problem. Not your. He broke off, staring at me like I'd slapped him. You're all I have left. The words hung heavy. Emily, he said, softer now, stepping closer. You're the only one who ever really loved me. You know that? My chest clenched. For a split second, I remembered the nights when his smile felt real. The way he said my name like it meant something. But then I heard the echo of that night. You were just a backup. I looked him dead in the eye. Loved. Past tense, he flinched. You don't mean that? I do, Emily. Please. He said, voice breaking. I can fix this. If you stand by me, we can fix this together. Like old times, old times. I laughed, sharp and bitter. You mean the times you lied to me? Used me? Stole from me? His jaw tightened. I made mistakes. Mistakes don't have paper trails, Ryan. Mistakes don't destroy people. His voice dropped. I need you. I stepped back. No, you need saving. There's a difference. Emily, I survived you, I said quietly. Now it's your turn. His eyes searched mine, frantic, almost pleading. So that's it? You're just going to watch me burn? Yes, I whispered, because I didn't light the match. You did. I walked to the door and held it open. He stared at me, chest heaving. You'll regret this. I shook my head. No, I already regretted loving you. That was enough. For a moment, I thought he might break, might fall to his knees. But he didn't. He just stood there, shaking, before walking out into the night. I closed the door slowly, then looked at it one last time. You'll survive this. Ryan, I murmured, the words sharp as glass. The same way I survived you. And I shut the door, the cafe smelled exactly the same. Warm bread, roasted beans, that faint sweetness in the air. I sank into the corner booth, the same one where Chloe once confessed, and wrapped my hands around a mug of coffee. Weeks had passed, but the ghosts lingered. Daniel slid into the seat across from me, his jacket draped over one arm. You always pick the quiet corners, he said, smiling like this wasn't the same table that once shattered my world. Habit, I replied, or strategy? He teased. I shrugged. Maybe both. He leaned back, studying me. You look lighter, do I? Yeah. Last time I saw you, you looked like someone carrying a building on her shoulders. Now it's just a small house, I said. A fixer-upper. He chuckled. I'll take progress. I sipped my coffee. It tasted stronger than I remembered. Or maybe I'd just grown weaker back then. My phone buzzed. Chloe's name lit. The screen again. Daniel glanced at it. Still texting? Every other day? I said. Same words, sorry. Forgive me. Can we talk? And I don't answer. He raised an eyebrow. Why not? Because I'm done bleeding for people who cut me. Fair? I locked the phone and slid it face down. Ryan. Daniel asked carefully. Gone, I said. Sold the mansion. Offloaded the cars. Social media wiped clean. He whistled softly. Vanished. Yeah, like a magic trick. Karma's a good magician, he said. I stared at the coffee, swirling in my cup. Karma doesn't erase scars. No, he said gently. It doesn't. For a moment, silence settled between us, soft as steam rising from the mugs. Daniel leaned forward, elbows on the table. Emily, I looked up. You deserve better than survival, he said quietly. You deserve happiness. Something in my chest cracked, the kind of crack that lets light through. I don't even know what that looks like anymore, I admitted. Maybe you start small, he said. A morning without weight. A laugh that doesn't taste bitter. Coffee, that's just coffee. I smiled faintly. You make it sound simple. It's not, he said, but it's possible. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. I'm not ready for anything, like I didn't say love, he cut in softly. Just life. That word sat between us like a promised dot. When the check came, Daniel reached for it. I've got it. He said, you always do that? I said, half smiling. Old habit, he said. Or strategy. I laughed quietly, touche. We stood by the door and he gave me a look, not pushing, just steady. You're going to be okay, Emily, maybe, I said. One day starts today. He walked out first, holding the door like a gentleman from another century. I lingered. The ring felt heavy in my pocket. Ryan's engagement ring? The one I paid for without knowing. The one he slid on my finger with lies on his lips. I pulled it out, the diamond, catching the light like it still had the power to blind me. Not anymore. I set it on the table. No note, no explanation. It's just a ring and an empty coffee cup. A full stop to my past. As I stepped outside, the cold air kissed my face, and for the first time in months, didn't flinch. The city hummed, alive and unbothered, and I let it carry me forward. Goodbye, Emily of yesterday, I whispered, the words curling into the night like smoke, and I walked away.